Just minutes after saying there's no agreement on the ceasefire, Iran now seems to suggest that the ceasefire has begun. What changed, and what do you have to say about this mixed messaging?
Welcome to the world of rapid Middle East diplomacy. I hear that the Qataris communicated with the Iranians extensively and worked to develop this in a back channel manner. I think that the Iranians are, since they have been on the total receiving end of this and they have been responding to it, I think that they just decided that they would wait and see what Israel did. Did Israel, or would they not bomb after 4 a.m.? And it looks like Israel got in a last minute sortie against several targets and then decided to honor, at least temporarily, that 4 a.m. limit. So for Iran, it was kind of a step of faith of saying, okay, we're not going to respond in any way to anything that Israel does from this point on, and hopefully maybe encourage that process and saying, okay, we'll give this a chance to succeed.
James, could this be seen as dual signaling? This dual signaling, could it actually be read as deliberate? Because many are saying Iran could have been buying time to finish military objectives, just like Israel and the United States seem to be.
I don't see any objective that they were attempting to fulfill. I have not heard that they had any missile launch in that time. I mean, typically there is that last minute rush to get in the last few shots and secure last minute positions, but that has not occurred. I don't know that Iran had any opportunity to do anything that would have furthered their position.
And given the erratic nature of these announcements, can this ceasefire actually hold, or is it being seen just as a tactical pause?
That's going to be on Israel's part. You know, we have to wait and see the official announcement from Netanyahu, whether the cabinet is going to allow him, and whether he really, because he's a part of this process, you know, whether he is going to go fully forward. And it's going to depend on whether they feel that they have reached all their objectives. If they feel like they've degraded the nuclear program to the level that they are satisfied with, if they have degraded the Iranian government symbols and targets, as well as the economic targets. There's going to be a lot of discussion and a lot of review of what they have accomplished to this point versus what they had hoped to. And so that's going to be a key factor in all of this. If the cabinet decides that they still have not reached those objectives, then the Israelis could keep on going. And then we'll see Iran respond again.
Well, we are, of course, waiting for an official response as far as Israel is concerned. But in terms of Iran's friends in the fence sitters, James, with the UAE, Saudi, and even Russia watching closely, how might these shifting signals actually affect broader Middle East stability as we speak?
Well, everyone's just still trying to figure out which way things are going to go. The GCC has been stuck in the middle, and they are wanting to have peace. They're wanting to have a balance of power. They don't want to have a hegemonic Iran. They don't want to have a hegemonic Israel.
Right.
And so they're caught between this, and I think they're excited for and wanting a ceasefire. As far as China and Russia are concerned, I think they would also welcome it because they're likely to respond and start immediately restoring Iran, both militarily and economically. So I think that there's probably some cautious optimism in the capitals around the region and in those parts. Again, cautious optimism, I think, is the best way to phrase it.
You could have put it better. Cautious optimism seems to be key at the moment. Also, James, from an energy security lens, does Iran's compliance reduce immediate risk for India, or is the region still too volatile to draw any conclusions at this point?
Well, it is a ceasefire, so it's not an official conclusion to the conflict. And so we always have to remember that, this is not a peace agreement. It is simply the parties deciding to take a breather, to take a pause, and to wait. I really don't see any further economic fallout, though. I think that the markets will also have an opportunity to breathe. I really do not foresee the shutting down of the Straits of Hormuz. And I would imagine that there will be some opening of the oil markets and, like I said, some lowering of the prices. So I think that the nations in Central Asia can look at this as an opportunity that things will get restored to normal fairly quickly.
Well, hopefully. And as we wrap, James, is it fair to rule out the fear that this 12-day war might stretch longer, deeper, and wider?
We should always be cautiously optimistic. And I really believe that, we have a saying here in America, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And she's warming up, but I don't think that we have heard her sing her song yet. And so everything is still very much tender, and this process needs to be played out. What I would wait for is Netanyahu stepping to that podium and saying, folks, we're done. We've accomplished what we needed to do, and it's over. And that's when you can really take your breath.
Right. Well, cautious optimism is what we're practicing at the moment, James. As always, thank you so much for joining us with your views.